While I have the Jeeps out of the garage, I figured I'd take advantage of this opportunity to get the truck in here and do some work on it. I had replaced the ball joints a little while ago, but I also got a new power steering rack, because on my rack this line right here is about to blow, and I also have another line that I got new from Ford that goes either here or here, I don't remember. It comes down here and it feeds a little cooling fin for the power steering fluid. And there's no sense in me just putting this line on if this is going to go, you know, in another couple months. So I picked this one up at the junkyard, and I've got new inners and outers, tie rod ends, and I'm going to be putting that on there and getting this thing all put back together. Here we can see my power steering rack, and you can see this line right here in front of us is the one that runs to the cooler, and that's the one that I have to replace. And you can see right behind it, this one is the one that's looking pretty questionable on my rack, so that's why I'm going to go ahead and replace all that. Okay, after I got the tires off, I took out the cotter pins that were on the bottom of the tie rods, and I'm just going to use a hammer to kind of loosen it up. Yeah, that was easy. Okay, after getting the tie rods loose, I went over here and I disconnected my power steering cooler, and I let my power steering system drain into a catch basin thing, and I undid the bolts here so I can remove my cooler so it doesn't get damaged. I'm taking it out. I'll just set this off to the side. After removing these two lines from the power steering rack, I was able to get to the steering knuckle, and there's a bolt here. Just back that off, and if you have a big screwdriver, you get it up in here and just kind of spread the knuckle apart, and that'll make it loose on the top of the shaft right here on the power steering rack, and then that'll just slip right off. Okay, I screwed up earlier. I said to loosen this bolt on the steering knuckle, but it has to be removed. And once it was removed, I was able to take a pry bar and just kind of push it up off the rack. And now I think it should be free. Yeah, no, definitely. Okay, I just got this nut put on here from the old one, and I put a bolt down through here, and I put it in the press, supported right here, and I just pushed it off the old one. And you're supposed to somehow support this tube without crushing it, and press this on past this little collar. You can see that right there. Once it goes past that, it'll pop on there, and there's a groove for an O-ring in here. You gotta make sure that O-ring is still in good shape. Okay, I've decided not to go ahead and use this rack. The reason why I got this rack was just for this one crossover line here. The original one on this rack was getting pretty rusty, and it was ready to go. But what I've done, I took some brake line. This is shrink wrapped, kind of give it that protection there. But I just went up and bent up a new line, and I broke it in the middle and just put a rubber hose in there so I could put it in place without having to undo my boots, my clamps on my boots. And I'm just going to run it just like that for now. I can return this rack, get my 80 bucks back, and if this doesn't work out too good, I can always get a better bender and make a direct replacement. It's a solid piece for that. All put back together now. I suppose I'll probably get this thing down to the car wash the next couple of days here, and maybe one of these days I get that bumper bolted on nice and straight, but I don't want to get carried away now.